Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Nikki here, and I was running a few days behind schedule because I go away for Christmas, but December daily is finished because thankfully I am still on annual leave and I wanted this done before I go back to work. So I thought I'd give you a quick flip through as I was so busy in December. I just didn't get time to actually video things and upload them, but that's okay. I'll show you quickly what an Aussie Christmas looks like. Now, the cover was just made with a coffee pod box. I did the front with some cardboard and paper and just ran some stitches and filled it with bling. And at the same time, when I sewed the signatures in, I put some beads on there. So I decided I wouldn't waste my time doing, pardon me, doing a dangle, because I thought that just sort of, might all be a bit of overkill. And I've used this giant gold ribbon because I had it in my stash and I thought that went well with the gold glitter on there. And I simply secured it inside when I glued down the inner cover. Now, what I did do is popped this little pocket, and I realised I haven't crossed all those dates off, so I must do that. The idea of the pocket was to include some printouts of some of the December daily prompts that were out there, because quite often my December days are just full of a lot of work and not much downtime. So, I just sometimes need a little bit of inspiration on what to actually pop onto the pages before Christmas. So I'll keep those aside and see if I can remember which ones I used. This gorgeous paper with this kangaroo on it, it was one of the pieces that I managed to get from a kit that Craft put out last year. I tried to buy the whole kit because when I started thinking about December Daily, there were some places that still had the old kit, but every time I went to one of the stores, literally somebody had beaten me to it. But after 4 different stores, I did manage to get most of it, buying it all individually and reduced to clear. So that was a super duper bonus. And of course, I really didn't think that page needed any other trim. It's gorgeous, so we stuck with it. Now, I don't normally do this, but for the first time ever, my December Daily actually starts on the 27th of November because I actually put my tree up before the 1st. Totally unheard of for me, but I had been at my mum and dad's the week before this, and I had helped mum with all her Christmas stuff, including putting up the decos. And when I got home, I thought, I know when I go back to work, it's going to be really busy. So guess what? I put my tree up. So I thought, what the heck? Let's start December Daily on the day I put my decorations up. So we've got a bit of an early start there. Now, this is not normally the sort of thing you put in your December Daily. It's all meant to be happy and pretty and all the rest of it. But Queensland was having some major flooding. And that's how a lot of people were starting the 1st of December, and their run into the Christmas season involved horrid floods. So honestly, instead of just putting some pretty fluff there for the sake of it, I thought, no, let's do this. When you go back in years to come and have a look through this, there's a reason why I put it here, just to remember that some people probably going to have the worst Christmas they have ever had. So a little bit different to normal, but I just thought it was how I wanted to put my 1st of December down. Then on the 2nd, honestly, it was another busy day at work, but we have had a Taco Bell open near us. So I decided, why not pop something in there? Because I went with one of my daughters, to go and have dinner there and try it out. And I've just, I didn't actually make that into a pull-out, or did I? And has it just stuck? No, that's just there for trim. I forgot. This seems like an awfully long time ago. So yes, it's a very elaborate way of stating that we went to Taco Bell for dinner, but I had the cheesy double-decker taco and it was very yum, so I enjoyed that. And then we went and had ice cream afterwards, and just a quick bit of journaling about that day. That was day 2. Day 3, I love aromatherapy and I've got a lovely selection of Christmas oils, but I keep forgetting to use them. So I had this bright idea. On one of my buffets, I decided to set up a little aromatherapy station with matches and a burner and aromatherapy oils that are Christmas scented. And guess what? I used it virtually every day. So that was a really clever move. Then I also had been to, what's it called? It's a discount shop that's near us now, but I've never been into one before. And I bought myself some solar powered lights for out on my patio because I've never had lights out there. And I put them up and they are fabulous. They come on when it's dark, turn off when it's light. And I couldn't resist this gorgeous Tasmanian tiger. He's all wrapped up in lights. I thought he was a great representation for putting up fairy lights. Also had this piece of scrapbook paper in my stash with lights on it. I thought that one was perfect. Then this day is not a Christmas spread, but I do fizzy with my daughter. She owns 2 dance clubs. Our club colours are blue and pale pink, as you can see. And that day was a 4-hour fizzy workshop we did in preparation for competitions. And so I just did a page to remember that. That's the 2 of us in our club colours. Had this gorgeous cockatoo in a pack of die cuts that I purchased, and I just fussy cut out these flowers from a magazine and popped them down. Now, nothing happened on the 5th other than a mega day at work. I mean, mega. So I did use one of the prompts and it was tree. So I got a bit carried away and we did a few trees. This one is literally just some scraps cut into triangles, and I have stuck on all sorts of sequins to make it sparkle. This was a gold glitter gift. Oops, have we lost one? Yes, we have. That's okay. This was a gold gift card I had received years ago. I just put some red sparkly twine around there and then stuck on some decorations because I was getting a bit carried away. I didn't really need to put envelopes with pockets in here, but look, we've gone all out for the trees. They're everywhere because I do like Christmas trees and I had so many. Then a couple more triangles that I cut out. And then I also made a little tag/shaker pocket tree, but I really didn't want to hide it in a pocket because then you wouldn't have seen the tree. So I just used some washi to stick that down. So yes, day 5, lots of trees. Then day 6, a day of celebration for me. As much as I love it, as much as I try, I love having all my Christmas shopping done in advance. But up until I had been up the coast the week before with Mum and Dad, I had not purchased a single present. But by the 6th of December, I had made a list, I had done all the shopping, I had wrapped every present, and now I can relax. With the exception of one thing that hasn't arrived yet because it's coming in the mail, so I can't do anything about that. What I did, I made a bit of a ruffle here, and that's actually the gift wrap that all of my presents got wrapped in. It had a very natural Australiana sort of type theme, so that's the rolls that I picked, and I thought I would just pop that down there as a reminder of that. And here's Santa with lots of presents wrapped because all of mine are done, so very happy about that. Then the next day, simple day, managed to have coffee with a friend, so I made myself a giant coffee cup just for fun, and we didn't have this at work. The other supermarket chain did, but on the 7th we actually got stock in. Look, I'm a sucker for good packaging, and this Starbucks holiday edition pod box is just up my alley, so of course we had to buy that. And the next day I used a prompt again, and it was peppermint. So I did some stenciling with modelling paste just to raise it up, did some red splatters, and then just literally popped down a stash full of peppermint stickers that I had in my collection. And I printed off this cute little essence of peppermint tag, which I've popped on there. Again, nothing exciting happened that day, so I thought, okay, well, we're going to do peppermint. Now, this day here, we're up to the 9th, and every year when I do something like this, I like to put down a state of affairs so that in years to come, you can check out where we're at. So, for example, I've made this little flip out here, used a die cut to help hold that down. And what I've done is listed the state of life in Australia as it is right now. Borders opening, vaccination rates are high, vaccine approved for 5 to 11-year-olds, mask free for now, etc., etc. In this case, obviously COVID plays a major part in the data that I've put on there, but look, I just find it fascinating sometimes a few years down the track to have a look at what was actually happening. And the other thing I did, I made a little journaling card out of a book page, and I cut this out of some gift wrap that I had. This is from a few years ago, but I used it because I just love the colours, and it matched this scrapbooking paper that I used. And I've put down the price of some of the things right now. For example, milk, flour, bread, Coke, rump steak, mince, block of butter, Starbucks pods, toilet paper, a magazine, and a block of chocolate. This is full price, nothing's on sale, so that it provides a true reflection of what things cost in December 2021. I know that in 10 or 20 years, if somebody looks through this, they're going to laugh their head off when they see those prices. Then this one here, I watched my very first Christmas movie. It was called A Castle for Christmas, and I think the prompt was Christmas movie that I used. And then I sort of realised I made a little bit of a boo-boo, because this is the 9th, and I've written the 9th down there, but this is actually day 10, but oh well, it doesn't matter. I watched it, and for a Christmas movie, I thought it was great. And then I just made a decorative tag here for fun of it, for the number display. It's not a flip up. I did glue it down, but I just used some paper and then some ribbon. And because it was a castle for Christmas and it's all about Scotland, I decided to use tartan sort of style prints for that. So that was very cool. Then the next day, happiness and sadness all rolled into one. Australia's been in lockdown for just shy of 2 years. Our borders opened. My daughter works to travel, and she decided with her bestie they were going to London for Christmas. Very game with all the COVID drama going on, but it's all good. And I just sort of had to try and find a way to figure out how to put it in here. So what I did, it was disgustingly hot in Australia on that day. So I've put Australiana style things, beach, Christmas, hot temperatures, a plane. And then I had, again, I decided I really don't need envelopes in a December daily, but I did put one in here, added a few stickers. I had this gorgeous boarding pass journaling card, so I put that to use, and I did do some journaling on there, but I would have happily just stuck the tag on this if need be, but that's okay. And of course, she is flying into the complete opposite weather-wise. I found this cute little bakery that I thought looked a bit English. I've got a stamp and an umbrella because pretty sure she'll need one of those. A little map of the UK. And so that's sort of how I represented my daughter running away from home and heading overseas for 3 weeks. Another very busy day, but our local coffee shop at work got a new coffee blend in. My friend and I, when we were finally finished our shift, we sat down and enjoyed their new coffee. It's very nice. So a very simple spread for that. Then on day 13, it was list day. I sat down and finalised all my lists, what I was cooking, all my gifts, what I had to pack. So I decided to make a little tag and just remember that I had made all the lists that day, popped a pencil on it as a reminder, and a nice easy one for that. Then Day 14 was a happy mail day. All sorts of deliveries, for some strange reason, all decided to come on that day. So I just did a bit of deco, you know, koala with a parcel to represent parcels arriving. And then I made a list of all the fun things that arrived that day, including a case of wine and a few other treats. So that all decided to get delivered on the same day. So I was very happy about that. And of course, popped it in this cute little envelope. Then the next day, this is a picture of my daughter in London, and it's quite grey, it's cold, but she's throwing leaves in the air. So I just decided to pop that picture down to remember, because I know that this trip there's going to be very, very few pictures where she does not have a mask on. She is being very diligent about that, and only did this photo because there happened to be absolutely no one around at the time. So I thought I really need that picture because it might be the only one I have of her without a mask on. So sort of just picked up a few wintry bits to represent, but I did write the word London in there just so I would remember. Then day 16, I had forgotten to put this in at the beginning, but from work we got given a gift card for Christmas as a sort of COVID thank you and Merry Christmas. So I've just got that in there to represent that. And that's the end of my first signature. The second one has a gorgeous cockatoo sitting in some wattle. So again, don't need any further decoration on that one. This one here was an interesting day. Don't need to go into details, but I have journaled all about it on that giant journaling tag that I made. And of course had to include a cute kookaburra on top of a tree. Definitely trying to use up all this gorgeous Australiana stuff that I have. Now the next day, I hosted a Christmas party here for a group of friends. We get together every year for Christmas, and it was I sort of put my hand up to host the party. The only trouble is, being a hostess, having to do all the work and everything, I didn't take a single photo, which is not ideal when you're doing December Daily. And I realised this as I was cleaning up. So what I did, I rescued a few things from the day. So I made a pocket out of one of the crackers that we had and put some deco on it. I put a little journaling card here just with the menu of what we ate that day. It's very hard to get in here with all these spiky bits though, but that's okay, it's all good. And this little puzzle was in because I actually found these things inside this cracker. So I'm glad that I did. Big giant 18. Of course, you get the obligatory joke that comes in a cracker. And this thing, it's like a cardboard cutout, was in one of the other crackers and obviously was headed to the bin. But I thought, look, we had a party, we had some drinks. So that's how I'm representing my party. Not exactly how it should be, but I'm glad I managed to at least keep those things. So I had something to remember that day by. Then the 19th was just about favourite decoration. So this was one of the favourite things I put together this year. I had a gold metal tray and I had all these sparkly trees, little Villeroy and Bosch Santa and a sequined candle. And honestly, that was my favourite thing. It sat on my coffee table, looked so pretty and I loved it. So that was my favourite decoration. And I fussy cut out this and that from an old gift bag that was in my Christmas stash and just decorated the page from there. This one here, the prompt was favourite Christmas drink. So it's very, very hot on this day. I decided I had to have an iced latte when I got home from work. And Santa, honestly, he was looking a bit dishevelled and dehydrated too. So we had an iced latte together. So that's what I put down for the 20th. Then on the 21st, I thankfully for Facebook FaceTime. I got to speak to my daughter every couple of days while she was away. She would ring me an update on what she was up to. So I created this little journaling card with a photo of my laptop after we'd had a chat. And she was a very excited girl because they had arrived in Edinburgh and she had found this gorgeous stuffed Highland cow, which is now home in Australia in quarantine with my daughter, but she doesn't have COVID, thank you. Luckily, we got through that bit. So I really had to note that down in this because that's how people are staying in touch, and because she was on the other side of the world. But anyway, I was very grateful for that. So just a couple of bits of deco on there. Then this day here, this was my big sigh that we'd made it this far. Everything was under control. All my decos were done. The house was looking lovely. I made this cute washi tape stocking just to sort of represent that everything was good to go. It was just about time to hang stockings, so to speak. And just a quick little note that everything is ready. Work is crazy. I'm ready for a holiday, but let the baking begin because as of tomorrow, it's time to bake. And next year, I want to make these gorgeous bickies that were in one of our Australian magazines. I just couldn't resist cutting them out. They're done with royal icing. I'm going to give those a go next year. Little bell. Then on here, this is some of the things that I did bake. On this particular one is my shortbreads, a photo of that. Also on this one, these are almond puffs, so I popped a photo of those on there and a few notes on the back. And there's this cute little apron that I made to denote baking day because I knew that's exactly what would happen on that day. I work so hard at work and I come home and I have to bake, but it's okay. It's what we do. That's what Christmas is all about. And thankfully my goodies turned out beautiful. The only thing I didn't take a photo of at the time was I did a baked gingerbread cheesecake, but honestly, by the time it was out of the oven and ready to go in the fridge, I had forgotten all about photographs and it was very late at night. So I didn't get a picture of that one. And so then comes the 24th. Now I have done this over a few days, mainly because my parents are German, so we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. So the first thing I did, Dear Santa, define naughty. Yeah, I think I get a tick, but that's okay. I did a fun Christmas wish list with all sorts of outrageous things on it and a little pic to denote that Santa has arrived or is arriving. I got up very early on the 24th and drove up to the coast. My parents live up on the Sunshine Coast, and my brother and his wife just got the keys to their brand new penthouse. And so I went to have a look at it, of course. This is the view from their balcony, and the balcony is huge. It's a photo of my brother and I, just to denote how damn big that balcony is. And so, of course, I thought a surfing Santa, giving them their apartment for Christmas was perfect. Then on this was an envelope again. I really didn't need the envelope, so I sealed it up with a photo of my mum and dad, because yes, I am very blessed that at 56 years of age, my mother and father are still alive and we get to spend Christmas all together up at their house, and just popped a bit of fun stuff on there to fill in the back. So on Christmas Eve, we do a big seafood dinner, which we do every single year. So I just popped down a photo of the seafood to represent what we had to eat. And then on the 25th, it was a lunch at Mum and Dad's with some friends of theirs. There is a photo, at least, of my gingerbread cheesecake to prove I really did make it. And it was ridiculously yummy. So that's the 25th. So it's a fun day for us. It's just eating and drinking, but doesn't have the same significance, you know, as it does for many other people, because all our formal presents and everything were done the night before. Then I've done a double spread for this day as well, because obviously my daughter is in London and she risked freezing herself to nothingness by taking this photo in the gorgeous red dress that she had bought to wear for her Christmas Day lunch over there. So of course I had to pop that in there. So I thought it was best that it was on a different page because technically it was virtually the next day when I got that, and just some pretty deco things for that one. Then on the 26th, just to denote that I took my sister-in-law for her giant first shopping spree for the apartment. That was hilarious. You should have seen our trolley. And then I took myself to the beach for coffee. And even though it was raining, I sat under some pandanus palms and just enjoyed it. And then I did have a big long walk along the beach. Then the 27th was a very wet, cold day. No, cold is the wrong word. It was very wet and it was very grey. So we stayed home for the day and I actually started stitching. I am doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project this year, which of course is now, next year, which is now this year, sorry. And I actually sat down and started doing some stitching. So I just popped that photo in there for that. Then the next day, on the 28th, we had another Christmas party. We have a family that we have known since 1977. We met them when we were living in New Guinea. They stayed in the hotel my father was running for 3 months because their house wasn't ready. And we managed to have a full family catch-up, which is very rare because we all live a zillion miles from each other. So I just popped a little note and some journaling about that get together with a gorgeous gingerbread, all happy and celebrating. Then on the 29th, went to have the most fabulous morning tea. I adore almond croissants, so that was a big hit. And then helped Anthony and Anne move some stuff over to their apartment. Then on the 30th, Mum and I, it was just us, it was just wonderful. Went to Sunshine Plaza, actually to do some birthday present shopping, would you believe it? But yes, family birthdays in January, and have a look at the sales. We had a fabulous time. And then my very last entry is New Year's Eve. That is me with a glass in my hand, celebrating surviving 2021, up on Anthony and Anne's deck. So lovely view. We got to watch 2 lots of fireworks at 8:30 and at midnight. And honestly, I went to sleep finally on the 1st, listening to the water smashing onto the shore, and it was just blissful. So there we are, everybody. That is my December daily. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you haven't finished, keep going. It's worth it. When it's finished, it is the best feeling. And then just as a little side note, I finished this yesterday morning. I packed away all my Christmas crafting into the big box that it lives in. And before you knew it, I was remodeling and cleaning my entire craft room, and it took me all day. But it is stunning now, and it's a very nice way to start the new year with everything fresh and lovely. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are not already a subscriber, I would love it if you joined the Crafty clan here. I do paper crafting and paper planning videos. And honestly, until next time, please stay safe and stay healthy. Omicron is kicking our butts, I think, in every nation around the world, even Australia. So please be careful, wear a mask and do the right thing. Bye for now.